You know what? Let me make original video broadcast, audio broadcast for once. The young versus the old. You know what I'm saying? And this will be a controversial kind of topic. And yes, it is very controversial. What's the date today? It is November 24th, Friday, November 24th. Today supposed to be Black Friday. Got to go to work, but that's all right. You know, it's something that life doesn't give you a manual. You know what I'm saying? The way I was brought up, I was hearing a lot of young men just gave up on dating or gave up on relationships. I'm very thankful for my relationship, my lady and all that. We have, been up front with each other for now going on next year be 3 years, being together. But that being said, let me clarify something, this will come off ages, what I'm saying? This will come off ageism, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm 34 years old, and let me just clarify. I see young guys younger than me, so I probably have watched kids grow up, young boys and young girls grew up in front of me and all that. Now they're young adults. And this is what being shared and told to me is actually quite frightening because I know it sounds kind of hypocritical because I was in your shoes, particularly at one given time too. Nobody didn't show me this, especially being the only child too. I didn't have brothers and sisters. I had to learn literally everything from the old fashioned way of doing things. It wasn't social media wasn't prevalent in my time growing up. You know what I'm saying? It was just in its infancy in the early 2000s. Plus, I also lost my mother. You know what I'm saying? In 2003. And my actual computer in 2004. And that being said, being raised by old people, it is for what it is. You can't relate to them. Especially my parents were born 19. My mother was born 19. I forgot, she passed. She was 40 when she passed in 2003, like around 20 years ago. And my dad passed in 2014 at 64. Now imagine, my dad would be 74, my mother would have been 60. So, what I'm saying? Rest in peace to my parents. But here's the problem. I was born in 80, 89 and all that. Oops. Now imagine, ironically, ISIS, me and her were just talking about this too. She grew older people to herself. It's there's nobody to really relate to growing up. Now imagine you grew around a bunch of old heads, old people and all that, way older than you, that can't relate to you. Remember this back in my day and all that, when things were dirt cheap? I say, yeah, you came from a different time when things were dirt cheap. Yeah, mind you, I'm from the 80s and 90s generations. That's what I was born and raised into, you know what I'm saying? That's where I resonate and relate to the most. But it's my generation's starting to fade out anyway, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a generational thing. And not being around people that's relatable to your age hurts my development, you know what I'm saying? Hurts my growth, And that being said, that's when I envy the young generation that, they have brothers and sisters. I never had no brothers and sisters, so when I suffer hard. I suffer alone. You know what I'm saying? I'm very thankful for, community audience, for this. It's let's just be real. I can't relate to people that's 20, 30, 40 years ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being disrespectful, not undermining people, not undervaluing people, just saying for what it is. It's an age gap, you know what I'm saying? The young versus the old, I mean, we all gonna get old, you know what I'm saying? That's what life presents to me sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Especially I always have to defend myself. If you get bullied and all that, ain't nobody to have your back or anything, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying this to put myself as a victim or anything, but that's just cruel, cold reality, you know what I'm saying? Nobody, believe in me, invest in me and all that. So I had to do I had to work, especially with a disability and chronic health issues, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going 10 times harder than the average normal person can even dream or, comprehend, you know what I'm saying? And it baffles me being 34, you know what I'm saying? I guess I'm supposed to be the age of time too. I'm supposed to, sit down, settle down, trying to figure out what's my life purpose, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, ever since I quit my music a couple of days ago, just due to untrustworthy, people, agency, you know what I'm saying? And I shared a story why I quit my music. I was dealing with the agency I signed to and all. They didn't really want to believe me, invest in me, but they was asking so much of my money and my time. They really want me to rush, my musical product. I said I refuse to put out garbage. Then the producers that they assigned me with outside, one person was pretty upfront. He dealt with health conflictions and obligations, which I respect. He was upfront about, but other side than that, there was no other producers that wouldn't take my music seriously. So I told them I refuse to pay for mediocre. I refuse to pay for incompetence. You know what I'm saying? That's not only disrespectful to me, that's disrespectful to my art, my time, my money. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was forced to quit doing music, not because I didn't want to. I love making music, don't get twisted, but I feel like if there's no love there, if I don't get no support or connections, I can't go no further. You know what I'm saying? And especially I live in America, me and my lady was talking about this. We was also talking about this too. It's like being an artist in America is pretty much virtually impossible unless you force to dumb down. She's also a graphic design artist. She's actually a musician like myself and all that. She's also a translator. So I said, yeah, if we was in another country, we'd be respected for our talents and our abilities. Here in America, there's no support for artists, you know what I'm saying? There's literally no financial support. There's nobody that want to invest in me. And I'm going back to myself. I had to learn back to the beginning of the video. I ain't have people that really believe me outside my own, outside the audience and community. But, you don't want to actually, destroy my own audience, don't want to look like an e-bag or anything. But I'm literally only one person doing this music thing outside me and my cousin, but he got his own obligations and stuff like that. My lady got obligations. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm literally doing all this music stuff and trying to get everything to get all by myself, so I don't have a team. It's like, how the hell you a captain, trying to run a whole ship by yourself, so you try to steer, you gotta watch out for enemies and all that. I had no backup. I had no, you know what I'm saying? That's nothing. Not having I always gotta create, how Batman create consistency plan or continuing whatever backup plans, and it makes me mad because not having support or connections hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Even if I were hypothetically had the money for it, even for high tech, studio and all that or production stuff, I can't run it because I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not tech savvy. Even I went to school for it last year, even as brief as I got scammed to it too. It's like, let it go by, let it go by, let it go by. Even I went to so-called community college, they want to help me in anything. I've been going to back and forth last year with tutors and stuff. It's like, due to the pandemic thing, there's hardly any teachers. If it wasn't hardly nobody, so I didn't learn anything, That's what I hate about America so much. If, if you're really about something, people don't take your time seriously at all, but they want my money. Understand it's a cost effect, labor and all that, going to studios and all that, production and all that. I get that, you know what I'm saying? But for as an artist, you know what I'm saying, there's no leverage. And I mean, that's why I signed to agency that unfortunately, I found out the hard way. If they didn't want to invest in me, but they told me I had to pay for everything, I'm already burning a lot just dealing with, a minimum wage job. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no disability. So, of course, I don't have no extra money to be burning. You know what I'm saying? So I have to value my time and my money seriously. Time is an asset. You know what I'm saying? It's more valuable than money. Because once your time is up, time is up. You can't get, you know what I'm saying? I lost 4 months of my time because this useless agency didn't want to believe me anything, didn't want to support me anything. It was just mediocre at best, you know what I'm saying? First of all, they didn't want to meet up with me, they didn't want to talk to me anything. And I know I'm kind of rambling on. Yeah, it's like, their downside is not having support, But I guess you say back to the young and the old, yeah, it's baffling to see how old people, put down young people. You know what I'm saying? It pisses me off to no end. Especially, I had to live with that myself. Like, older people just put down young people. Like, we just, wasn't born yesterday. I'm just now trying to figure out who the hell I am. What's my purpose? What's my end goal? You know, it's so disgusting. I might regret saying this because we all gonna get old, so we all gonna regret this, but I probably will because I got put down, like, literally labeled by old people. Man, back in my day, we used to do this. Back in my day, we used to do that and all that. Man, you young people are lazy. You young people ain't nothing and all that. Guess who's gonna take care of you old farts? The young people. But, you know, it's the age division too, and I hate to hear everything about America. It's all about division in this country. Race division, gender division, and you have age division. You know what I'm saying? Of course, you got boomers versus, you know, millennials and Gen Z and all that. And unfortunately, I'm in the later group, you know, but it's getting hard to really relate to people. And here's the problem where I'm at. I'm going to regret. I can't relate to people that's way younger than me. You know, say they're 18 to like 25 years old. I'm not trying to sound like I'm come off down. And you know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I can't really relate to 18, 25-year-olds. But also I can't relate to people that's past 45 and up either. So I'm right in a nasty bridge between the two, you know, especially being, you know, mid-30s. In my midlife and all that, you know what I'm saying? I always have to think outside the box, you know. And of course, the reason I did sign with the music agency is because my life ain't progression, you know what I'm saying? My life, I feel like it's not growing. I feel like I'm stuck and stagnated against my will, you know. And it does baffle me as I'm making this video, and I feel good to get it out of my system. It's like, going back to the saying, old people didn't teach me how to, you know, especially my parents and older people, they didn't teach me how to, you know, I had to learn in school, which they didn't teach me crap in school either. American public education, you know. Usually it sounds like it's a blame anything. I said, kind of, yeah, because I wasn't taught how to get credit. I wasn't taught, you know what I'm saying, assets. I wasn't taught about insurance. I wasn't taught about, because I don't feel I was learning how to pay bills, pay my rent and all that. That's something I learned. But it's like, nobody taught me valuables, the importance of things in life, you know what I'm saying? And I admit, I hate being on low income, you know, but it's better than being homeless, you know? It's like, I'm just tired of just getting by. I'm just tired of survive bare minimum. I'm just tired. You know what I'm saying? Especially the environment I'm in too. Some say, why don't you just move? That takes money. Especially I live in a crappy economy where I'm at too. Like, you can't make nothing with just minimum wage, you know what I'm saying? Cause I gotta take care of myself, I gotta take care of my bills, and that's it. I'm in a lot of debt, you know, you know, nobody even taught me how to understand credit, you know what I'm saying? And it makes me live it. It's kind of like the Goku versus Vegeta thing, you know? It's like not having efficient teachers, not having efficient training partners. You know what I'm saying? And it upsets me. I never had like efficient training or teaching anything in my life, you know what I'm saying? Efficient tutor or anything. And it goes back to what old people is. It's like, you old people are selfish or ignorant, you know what I'm saying? Of course, young people going to be ignorant because we still find ourselves, you know what I'm saying? And it makes me mad. Young people, like, we're talking about the house. I was looking on videos like the housing crisis happening in America and Europe and all that. Like inflation going up, global inflation. It's like scary. Like, young people's already not given a chance to lever, not a chance to grow or develop anything, you know? I don't know what it is for the other young people, anything, or older people. My bad. It is an ageist video. It is ageism. And I will give you that. That's what I grew up on. I grew up with age division, you know what I'm saying? Just division. And especially, you know, I'm coming down to a point in time, it's like, and I also kind of realized I gave up on everything too. It's like, I can't really resonate or relate to today's time. You know what I'm saying? these times are just weird, even for me. I understand due to the pandemic nonsense and inflation nonsense, everything's so damn expensive, you know. The old versus the young, you know. It's funny how it's always old people who put down young people, you know, but guess who take care of these old, ungrateful, selfish pricks? The young people, you know what I'm saying? They had a nerve to say young people ain't having kids, they don't believe in families and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's really sick and it's really sad to hear young people talk. They don't want a family and all that. I understand because of pricing and all that, but so I don't give a damn. I do believe in families, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, maybe the way I was brought up, you know, didn't line with the right time I was in, you know what I'm saying? My parents, they came from the 40s and 60s and stuff, so that's a whole different generation than me, you know what I'm saying? They came from, you know, intact families. Families are very important, you know what I'm saying? But now, I know it's too after my parents passed and most people in the family passed away, it's like, it's not but like a straight up disconnect or disconnection, you know what I'm saying? And it saddens me that people with disabilities, you know, especially if you live alone, you're just screwed basically, you know what I'm saying? You know, and I don't want to sound like some pessimist kind of brother or anything. That's just not my style, but it's like, it is for what it is. You know, I try to keep a balance to everything. And, anyway, thank y'all for watching and listening.